Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lyndee K and Shaun Designs. This is Lyndee, and we are here for another Stack Your Stash Sunday video. So welcome to our channel. If you're new to our channel, welcome, and I hope that you have a wonderful time and that you subscribe to us. I would like to ask everyone at this time, if you are not a member and you're new to our channel, please subscribe. If you would like to get notifications, click on the bell below. I thought I was going to share something else. Oh, we're getting close to our 500 subscribers. So we're going to be doing a big announcement soon as to details and what we're going to give away. I think you guys are going to be happy. So we are going to get into stacking our stash. So last week we stacked our Masterboards. I have some of my Romantic Serenade by Oohlala Vintage Treasures, and she is linked below in the description box. I'm going to show you how I cut these up. I don't measure this stuff, so I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm working in my Tall Skinny journals, and yes, I know my my cutting board's upside down. I like to have this extended arm closer to me, so I'm not like reaching and trying to see and line up and make sure that it's correct. So I put the arm closer to me for viewing purposes. You guys are not going crazy. So again, this one I didn't do on camera last week, but this one I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper that I did not like, and I left the back blank so I can have that for journaling, or if I wanted to do something else to the back, I could do that without the not so pretty side showing. So I cover up the ugly side, as you may call it. So I'm going to cut some tags. So I'm going to make this a focal point on a tag, and then I want this on a tag as well. And then this part I can turn into some journaling cards. So let's get in here, and I'm going to show you how I cut these to store them. But most of the time I leave them on the Masterboard until I'm ready to make a project. So that way I don't have tags stored here and Masterboards and go, oh, I wanted this for this. Or so Masterboards are just another way to store your ephemera, and it's a great way for me to store that. And then when I'm ready, I can pull this out, cut my tags. So those are going to be tags. And then I'm going to cut these into journaling cards. So let's see, how wide is this? It's really close. It's a little over 6. So I'm going to cut this down to 6. And then we're going to cut these into 4-inch cards for journal cards or pockets, depending on what you want, or what you're working on. Yeah. All right, so we got 3 journal cards that I can store. And then you can trim this up too. I just take my scissors and go along the edge there and trim that up. So there are 3 journaling cards from a Masterboard. Let's get this trimmed up here too. And again, I don't go back and put Mod Podge over mine. I know some people do. I sometimes will sew around the edges, but most of the time I leave it like this. And then I just add to these if I wanted to add stuff to them. But I'm not going to focus on journal cards today. We're going to focus on tags. So I'm going to cut up a few tags for my Tall Skinny journals, and I will show you. All right, so this one, I want this as a tag, so we are going to cut this here for a tag. And then this piece, it isn't quite as wide, so let's see, it's about 2.5 inches, so we're gonna make that a belly band stack. I want this building, of course, you guys know that that's one of my favorites. Okay, it is my favorite from the kit. That's gonna be a tag. And then how wide is this? Let's see. We were a little over 3.5. So I think I might turn this into some corner tuck pieces. So I'm gonna set this to the side and we're gonna look. So I have, let's cut up one more. All right, we're gonna cut this one up. I know I want this as my tag. So let's set that aside. So what are you guys up to? How's your weather? Our weather is really cold. All right, so this is 4 inches. So let's go this route and we're going to turn this into journal cards. So we got 2 4x6s out of that piece. We have a belly band. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go 6. Oh, I forgot about this piece. So that's a little over 4. So let's cut this down to 4 and we're going to get some more journal cards. Yeah, 4. I'm not going to throw this away. This can be a belly band. It can be a page tuck. So I can find use for that. So don't throw that one away. And we're going to cut this at 6. And we have 2 more journaling cards. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm looking for the boat. I would like to get the boat, but I don't know that. I have a good one of the boat. Here we go. All right, so here's the boat. So let's, that might be too big. Here's a tag. It's gonna be a wide tag. Ooh. You know what, we're gonna cut closer to the boat here. There we go. And then this will leave us at, let's chop this off so it doesn't get in the way. We got a little piece here. All right. Scrap pile. I need to get a scrap bowl. All right, so these, okay, so it's like 5 3/4. So I'm still gonna cut these down at 4, and we're gonna make journal cards out of those two. Because you can have journal cards any size that you want. You can also use them as pockets, corner tucks, which we might turn some into those. So when you are cutting these, you have in mind what you are going to work with. So keep that in mind. So let me see. I have this tag topper punch. Let me see what we can make work with it. So ours cuts with these little rounded corners at the top. I cannot find a stamp that squares it off at the top and like this. So this is what I use to cut my corners, but I would like to find one in a stamp, in a punch that comes in the 3 different sizes. I've seen someone use it, but I cannot find it anywhere. So if you guys know anywhere that I can get a punch that squares the corners off and not rounds them, please let me know, because I would like to get one. So a lot of my tags will now have the fancier top instead of just the squared, but sometimes I like to have the square. So like this will not fit into this little punch, so I'm just going to bring in my little template and we're going to cut these corners off. And I know that I could cut this off, but I hang it on my little tripod here, so I have it all the time. So that's how I get my corners. So that was just a piece of clothing tag that I got, and I was like, hey, I can keep that and use it. So you can make your own template, whatever works best for you. So now I have this long tag, and let me show you, because I had a viewer that would like to see how things look in a journal. So this is one of the journals that I'm making, but it doesn't have any of the pockets or anything. This one has some pockets in it. So here's one of my Masterboard tags. I cut this down to 8 inches, and then I put some sari at the top, and then I trimmed it too short, but I still think it's really cute. It's so it just went in that one. And I don't have this sewn in yet because I'm not done. And then I did a smaller little tag from a Masterboard. So if you wanted, you could put this and it would stick out of the top of your tall journal. but I don't want that, so I'm gonna cut it down probably, let's this is a 12, so let's go 10 inches and see where we're at with that. And then we can use this bottom piece as a corner tuck. So let's see how that looks in here. So if you had a pocket, it would, perfect. 10 inches is great for this. And then I do have a little piece here that I will just go back with some glue, and I will glue that down so it's not flopping around. So you will have some of those if you do not Mod Podge over yours. I just don't like how it makes the paper feel. But sometimes I do, depending on what the paper is like and how it's sticking or not sticking to my surface. I have Mod Podged over my Masterboards. So here's this. However, let's see. So this small piece, you could glue right here and make a little corner tuck. Let's just do that. So this is how I use these pieces in my journals. All right, let's make sure we're gluing on the right side, Lyndee. So I like these kind of projects because they're not, you don't have to be precise or anything. And then I leave some of the paper showing because it just kind of like gives it a border. So again, here's a piece that is wanting to come up. So I'm just gonna put some glue in here. All right, so now we have a corner tuck right here. So you could put this here if you wanted to, but there's a corner tuck from our Masterboard. I have to glue this down because now it's bugging me. All right, so we've created one tag. You can poke a hole. I'm not going to on this one. So let's see if these other ones will fit. That one does not. So this one probably will not either. So these need to be 2.5 inches is the widest that you can. So I might cut some of these down so you can see how this works. All right, so none of them are going to work in here, and I am going to use that. So let's cut these down to 2.5. See where it gets us. I don't want it to cut off. Oh, okay. So there's a 2.5. And again, we're not going to throw this away. We can use it for something, I'm sure. All right, 2.5. I don't want to go 1.5 or 2 in a large journal. 2.5 is the shortest that I personally will go. You guys might like to go smaller in your journals. It's a personal preference. There's no right or wrong reason. I am a beginner myself, so no expert at all. If you're looking for expert advice, then I would turn to, let's see, Gail Augustinelli. You have Shabby Dabby Doodle Tina. You have Edith at Scrapbooking with Me. Those are the 3 big ones. Oh, and don't forget Pam at the Paper Outpost. I know some people don't care to watch her. I absolutely think she's amazing at what she does. She has wonderful tips and tricks, and that's how I learned how to coffee dye my papers. So don't ever count Pam at the Paper Outpost out. Those are the big four. Oh, and Natasha at Treasure Books. Those are the ones that I would turn to. Gia Kerr's another one. I'm going to leave this one wide. So you have some experts that have been here for a long time that I definitely would turn to with those types of questions. But if you send me a question and I don't know the answer, I will get the answer. Trust me. I will keep poking and prodding until I get answers from someone. So don't hesitate to send me questions if you have them, and I will sure do my best to help you out. So these in a tall journal, I think are going to be too small to do a corner tuck, but you could do that in a smaller journal. So I'm going to make a stack somewhere else for them. So there's that one cut down to 10. Let's see. I hope that you guys are having a fabulous day today. It is cold here, so I have on a sweatshirt today. The other day it was 80 degrees, and then we got rain and a cold front moved in, and now I've been freezing. So I've got the sweatshirt on. All right, can't cut the top of that one off. It's got one of the floral pictures on there, so. And you know what? I'm gonna leave this tall. Because I may leave one in one of my books sticking out, because I think that might be kind of cool. All right, so let's get these in here and fancify them. Well, again, that one is too big. Here we go. So you just put it in there and it punches your tag. So that one is done. Here's another. Again, comes out. All right, this one has a lot of white down here, so let me show you. I think I'm gonna put a little pocket there. And then we can make a smaller tag, or she has ephemera with this kit that we can put in there. But we are going to put a pocket on this tag and break up some of that white down there at the bottom of this tag. So I use my table to make sure it's level on the two sides, and we're gonna let that one dry. So there is another tip you can do. And let's try this one more time just to make sure. And yeah, that one is too big. So that one is going to get, I need to get a scrap bowl. Sorry for the reach through. I gotta get my little tag because we're gonna square these corners off. And then if you do this style and you don't have the hoe, you can get a a hole punch, and you can poke that hole in there. If you don't have one of the handheld hole punches, you can use a slotted one. You can use an awl if you want. I'm just going to leave mine just like this. So that one is done. This one, we're gonna take, let's see, I have this pink fabric that I am going to put at the top of one of the tags. Let's see. It's gonna go in this one for sure. Oh, and for newbies in case. So I just have this fabric and I'm gonna fold it in half. I'm gonna twist the end and I'm gonna put it through the front of the tag. And then go halfway in-ish. It does not have to be direct, no measuring necessary. And then you're just gonna take and open up the loop at the top here, and then you're going to take your tails and you're going to stick it through that, and you're going to pull. Don't pull too tight where you rip your tag, because I've done that before too. So there you have your tag. Let's show you again. Let's go to this one. So we're going to fold our fabric in half. We're going to twist the loop end. You're going to go halfway in. You're going to open up this loop. You're going to stick the tails through, and you're going to pull those tails up. And you have now inserted a tag topper. And then I have this piece of sari silk, and we're gonna put it here. Same method. You can do this with seam binding, which I don't have right here with me. So there is our sari silk, and let's see, I've got this twine, and you can do it with twine. And this one's going to be large, so you know what? Let's cut this in half. Actually, now that we cut that in half, we are going to double tag this one because I think it is cute. So let's line this up. And we're gonna half that. We're gonna hold the ends here because you don't need to twist. That's skinny enough that it will go through. So now you wanna make sure that you open up both loops, stick your tails through, and pull up. And now you have 4 little tails up here. So those are tags that we just cut from the Masterboards we made last weekend. We've cut the tops 2 different ways. Again, you guys, if you know anyone that has a tag topper that does the squares up here and they're wanting to sell their punch, please have them contact me. I'm in dire need of that. All right, so we've added a tag to this one here. Excuse me, we've added a pocket to our tag. So let's see. I don't have any small pieces to fit in there. So let's see, will that fit in there? It's tight. Let's see. These are those small pieces that we cut off down there. So let's see. So I think I glued too far over to that side. So let me see if I can open this up with my ruler. All right, let's see. Perfect. So sometimes you just need to take a ruler and go down in there and open up where you've glued. So now we are gonna take and we are gonna turn, we're gonna turn this one into a small tag to put in there. So again, we're going to clip our corners. Hang my cheater up so I don't lose it. And we now have a tag in our tag pocket. So that one is complete. And let's see here, since we did not, I'm gonna call these done for now. So since we did not do anything to this one, we're gonna dress this one up just a little bit. So I think I'm gonna take, I want a slim, let's see. I don't have a, oh here. Let's glam this up and see. All right, I think I'm gonna cut this and we're gonna glue this pink piece on there. Yep, and here's our glue. So I'm just gonna take Eileen's tacky glue. Most of the time I would use Fabrifix, but I don't have that with me. We're in the process of updating our craft room. So a lot of our stuff I can't find right now. And then with Shaun coming on and Shaun doing more crafting, I don't know always where my stuff is. It doesn't always get put back, and I'm trying to organize and take care of that. And I'm grateful that my husband is crafting with me because he doesn't have to. And it keeps us connected and something to do, and keeps his mind from racing. And so I've dressed this one up now. I don't think I want to put anything else on this one. So we're going to call that one done. And where is the other one? I swear I had two. Oh, there it is. All right, so I definitely do not want to put a whole lot on this one. So let's see what I've got over here. So I think I might put that there. Yep. I'm going in. Again, Fabri-Tac would be the best thing. But I'm going to glue right on to... I've not had a problem with my doilies and fabric coming off with this Eileen's, but it does take longer to dry, so you can't be moving it a lot. And I'm just going to take and dab these corners. All right, so I want this at an angle. All right, and then we're going to put glue on the back of this. This, I'm not sure if this is going to hold or not, so I might have to come back and do Fabri-Fix, but or Fabri-Tac, but we're sure going to try it. So I'm just going to glue directly onto the back of this applique, and we are going to put that right there. And now we have dressed up that tag. I could have added buttons. You know what? We might do that. So these two, I think I'm going to add buttons too. So we're going to let this dry. And I think I want got these 3 buttons, and then I've got these 3 buttons. Let's just see what buttons I got right here on the table. I need to get a little dish to keep this stuff in. Oh. See, I'm just getting started as well, so I don't have all of my things that I would like to have either, but in time, I'm sure we will get them. So I'm just going to set these buttons right down here on the bottom of this tag. And one more. All right, so we're gonna leave that one to dry, and we're gonna put buttons on this one, and then we're gonna call it a day. I hope that you guys are having fun with this Stack Your Stash. If you are not or have suggestions, please let us know what you would like for us to do. And these I'm going up. We're going to dress this one up. Or if there's something else that you would like for us to do, I just cannot. I don't have the time to do videos every day with me working a full-time job. I would sure like to do that, and eventually in the future when I'm able to retire, hopefully we're still around doing this because I'm having lots of fun. So these are what we have created today. So we have cut our Masterboards into all different pieces. We've created our tags, and I'm going to finish off of camera because I need to cut some other tags to go in, some other tall skinny journals that I'm working on, and they will be for sale in the future. So if you see one that I am showing or pieces that you like, please let me know that you're interested, and I can sure work with you, show you the covers. You can pick your cover and then your tags to go in it, as long as they're still available. So you guys, I'm going to end this Stack Your Stash Sunday, cutting up our Masterboards into tags, and then we'll come back and we'll revisit doing journal cards another time. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a fabulous day, and God bless you guys. Bye.